This is not a restoration, this is not a kit car. This is something a little bit different. Welcome to a brand new build series where we build one of the most iconic shapes in automotive history, the legendary Mercedes 300Sl Gullwing, and recreate it from scratch by hand in aluminium. Using traditional tools, vintage craftsmanship and modern precision, we'll be fabricating nearly every part from scratch, from assembling the buck to shaping the compound curves and all the incy-bincy tiny little pieces that bring this machine back to life. This isn't just a showcase, we're pulling back the curtain, showing you 90% of the real work in real time. The struggles, the problem solving, the shaping, the failures, and the breakthroughs. If you're into coach building, race cars, metal shaping, or just love seeing raw craftsmanship in action, this is a series you'll want to follow from start to finish. Let's build a Gullwing by hand, the hard way. Subscribe and buckle up. It's going to be one hell of a journey. This is the Mercedes SLK32 AMG, the donor file Gullwing build. Supercharged 3.5 litre V6 rear wheel drive. Doesn't get much more fun than that. Here's a fast forward look at us tearing into the C32 AMG. It's rough, it's loud, and it's not fully stripped, but it's enough to start test fitting the body once it's built. Let's get this build rolling. On to the building. So what I'm doing now is just marking all our openings. So I've got the boot marked. This morning I jumped on the bonnet here. Gonna shrink and stretch, aluminium angle iron, and get our openings. Now what I'm gonna do is just make templates of this radius so I can match it on the other side, and then we will have a symmetrical car. Bazinga, let's get to it. Okay, what we've got here is I just cut out a template to match right to left. Wham, bam, fits that nice and neatly. So, flip it over, start stretching the other side and getting the aluminium to come around. Let's go. We could stretch this edge with a hammer and dolly to get it to come around, but I'm spoiled and got a Piccolo. So I'm just going to stick it in there, stretch it, and you're going to see it's going to come around real quick. Let's get to it, let's get to it. We've got our panel sitting very close to the gauges now, but I'm just going to adjust the pressure on the Eckhold a little bit down so that we're working in smaller increments and hopefully don't overdevelop it again. So we're just going to go up to and then back to stretching. Overstretched again. Back to the kick shrinker. Shrink it down. You can have a look there. Got light shining through on the top. We want it to be touching. So as we shrink this edge, it's going to straighten up and seat a little bit better. Happy days. We have our angle iron sitting smooth along our edges. So stick it in the buck. Start trimming. We have a symmetrical piece left to right. There we go. Wham, bam. So I've stretched the bottom edge here with hammer and dolly, so that's why they're not sitting perfectly flat, because this one's got shape this way also, whereas this one's flat, just got curve. We're wanting the corner of this angle iron to dip down now and these two sides to come up. So how we do that? Very simple. Stretch this edge. It's going to push this side up, and allow the middle to drop down. Why we want to do that is just in this corner, the buck says, hey, let's go down there. So we follow the buck. Okay, so how do we copy this corner to the other side? All we do, get this corner flowing, take it off. Now we're going to flip it over on a piece of aluminium, cardboard, wood, whatever you have laying around. Trace it out. Then we're going to mark these slats on this, transfer them over onto the other one, and then stretch it to fit that gauge. And there we know, left and right is very close to symmetrical. One piece of scrap, we just lay it on there and we trace it. Here's the shape we want. Happy days. Now we go to the stomp shear, trim off the excess, go to the hand shears, cut it exactly, and then check it to our workpiece. So the reason I cut with a stomp shear as close as possible to my line is because now it just makes it much easier to cut with the hand shears. If you've got 15, 20 mils to cut off with the hand shears, you struggle. Whereas you just cut it close to the stomp shear and you buzz it real quick. Happy days. There we go. We have our piece. It fits on. Nice, nice, lovely stuff. Now all we do is we mark where these wooden slats are. We got one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. Now we know when we flip it over and transfer it to the other side, hey, these black marks must line up with the slats. So we actually have to transfer them to the back side. Now if we go and have a look here, it should, in theory, if the buck is symmetrical, I need to do some trimming, so it actually will probably not line up. But there we go. Once I trim this corner off the buck, then you can see it'll be touching all over. Shabam. So onto the scuttle. We've got our corners done, our straight pieces. Now we've got a sweep, number 29, and it touches all the wooden slats. There we go, happy days, up to here. That's what we're looking for. So all we have to do now is shrink this piece of angle iron to fit the sweep, and then we know, cool, we're on our marks where we want to be. So what I'm going to do is just go to the Piccolo, probably over shrink it a little, and then just stretch it to fit. So I've got almost no pressure on the shrinking jaws at the moment, and I'm just going to run it through back and forth, see maybe I can land up on the money or have to stretch a bit. There we go. Bazinga. So we can see it's almost touching everywhere. Just need to stretch the ends a little bit. Shrink the center in the slightest. There's some light coming through. And then we'll be on the money. Happy days. There we go. We have the correct radius this way. Now we just need to find a sweep that fits the slats this way and then shrink it here to form that side. And there we go. It'll be winner winner chicken dinner. Cool, so we have our openings majority of the way complete. Shrunk, stretch, got them to fit. Now we just got to do the last bit of tweakings. We're going to get this left side 100% how we want it, make gauges for that, and then we're just going to copy that to the other side and shrink and stretch that side to fit the exact same as this side. Then once that's done, what we're going to do, we're going to take 2 mil thickness of material, cut it down, recess this whole thing into the buck so it's flush, and then start making panels. Yeah, this aluminium structure is going to live inside the buck the whole time. Even once we've turned the edges, we're just going to turn them over this and it's going to stay in there. It's not going to be a final product in the vehicle, but it's going to live on the buck until the buck's gone. That's a wrap. Please like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, we need the support, so hopefully we can carry on doing this throughout the whole project. Because right now it's just costing money. Hopefully one day it can just not cost money. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Do all the good stuff. Please leave a comment and let us know what you think, what you want to see. It's pretty cool to see people asking questions and trying to give the responses. Yeah, so any questions, any queries, send them through, leave them in the comment section.